The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
There it is. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Check it out. Move. If you got the nerve, lash out for your just desserts. It's not just a word. Some of y'all heads up in the cloud. I'ma bring y'all back to earth. It's black back to burn. Y'all talking about out your mouth. I'm not concerned, cause y'all got to learn. It's y'all turn like Detroit Red when his head had an ultra perm. The long walk can burn your bare heels, so throw on your boots. The game camouflage like army suits, but I can see it more clear cause I came with the coupe in here. Ring the alarm, inform the troops. Send them out into the world, go to war on the flu. Eye to eye with the enemy you sworn to shoot. Now I'm coming at your neck, sick of hearing something wrong with me, wrong with you. When the cheap just way too smart to question. The enemy, the brothers of a dark complexion. The governments of the world is shark infested. They heavy on weaponry like Sharpton Heston, man. Look, it gets low, man. Real low. Now I'm talking about. Get it. Yeah.
I ain't rocking with you, so what you gon' do?
My favorite music. Yeah, it's a mic on.
With you, your logic does not compute.
Come on.
Talking Heads with Naughty is sponsored by BTC, Burger King, the Cancer Treatment Centers of America, Dunkin' Donuts, Fine Threads, John's Department Store, J.S. Johnson, Joker's Wild, KFC, Naughty Johnny's, and Tropical Gyro.
Talking Heads, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Boy, let me tell you, it is the Tuesday, January 3rd edition of Talking Heads. Happy New Year, everybody. Mr. Producer, what's going on with you, man? I listen, man, all I can see is I leave here in the old year with a disgruntled dolphin as a producer. Now I come in the new year, I get a disgruntled dolphin as a producer. I tell you all y'all was going to lose the last 6. Calm down. And I know you're upset over Junkanoo too, but that's all right. And speaking of Junkanoo, listen here. Listen carefully now. That's for my Saxons. Yes, you all took that little motivational pep talk I gave you all after Boxing Day, and you all turned it around. You all should have won that parade, in my opinion. Family, you look good Boxing Day. You deserve everything Boxing Day. New Year's, nah, not so much. Should have reversed first and second, in my opinion. But Saxons, listen. You rose like a phoenix from the ashes of that dodo bird and morning glory. Hey, listen, that 50th anniversary was off the chain. Oh, yeah, I ain't gonna sign with this thing this year. You still got me. But don't do no fool like that dodo bird no more. For God's sake. But I digress. Yeah? Hope it's off to the way you wanted it to kick off to. And as far as New Year's resolutions, my New Year's resolution is to watch everybody fail at their New Year's resolutions. That way I don't have to worry, but I can't go wrong. I can achieve my New Year's resolution because I watch other people fail at theirs. So good luck with that. Are we going to open it up today? Since it's the first day back. Of course, next week we'll be back on Monday and Tuesday with the Abaco report on Monday. Freeport on Tuesday. And big up to Abaco and Freeport. Hope you all had good Christmases and New Year's so far. And of course, we'll continue doing what we do to make things better in both those islands. But you know how to chime in today. Phone lines are open. 323-6232. 325-4316. 325-4259. Text lines powered by BTC, 422-GR96. That's 422-4796. Stream us live. Take us wherever you want to go. GuardianTalkRadio.com. That's GuardianTalkRadio.com. Cable channel 969. BTC Flow channel 612. That's how you get it in. That's how you get it on. Now, before we get started, Mr. Producer, did you do all the shows today? You do the Revolution with Howard? Well, welcome Howard aboard again. I want to make sure Howard wasn't rocking no scarf and TD Jakes 4-piece suit. You understand what I'm saying? Because we keep it casual on this side. You feel me? I don't want to get no memos now. Y'all need to dress like Howard. Look how sharp Howard look with his TD Jake. Hey, need some jeans and T-shirt advice? Holler at your boy. Let's go to the phone lines. Talking Heads, Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM. Who's this?
Boy, let me tell you something. I want to jump on your question.
What's going on, Bucket Mouth? What's going on, the Gobbledygooker? What's happening? Happy New Year.
That's the jaw. North American Indian nose and all that kind of thing.
North American Indian nose. I like that one, boy. I added that to my repertoire. I borrowed that.
You never know that you are them nose like them North Americans.
Man, listen, I don't need a pointy nose,
But
sticky
they
nose.
They go over by the ridge and then come right back down. Like
Man, no, I ain't got no ridge. I got one straight slopey nose. You know what I mean? So what you got for me today, Sparky? You had a good New Year?
They the kind of humps with them slaloms, ice downs, skiers like.
That's you got it.
And you come down hit the flat.
Like your boy on the Wild World of Sports used to wipe out every week. Remember spanning the globe for sports, and he used to eat it. He used to,
The art of defeat.
and he used to lick down every week, boy.
But that's how they used to open up the show.
So what
But
you got?
first of all, Naughty, my good buddy, Happy New Year to you and your family.
Thanks, Sparky, and same way to you and
I
yours.
wish you the best this year. You, your producers, everybody out there, hey, let's do this right. I pledge my allegiance to the flag of the Commonwealth of the Bahama Islands.
Country.
We all need to get together and hold hands this year and march forward, onward, upward together the way our forefathers meant it to be.
Sparky,
We've
listen,
been
man.
sliding backwards for too long, Naughty. It's time for us now in 2023 to get our act together because these foreigners from us and we don't hold it.
Listen, Sparky, it's
So,
all about
okay,
country
right.
now. I mean, the rest of the way for me is country, man. We got to make sure that this is the best place that we
Hey,
could
hey,
live
hey,
for our kids
hey.
and our grandkids and so on.
What they, Naughty, when we was growing up, what they taught us about life. Self-survival is the first law of nature. And when it comes to us as Bahamians first, 80 of them tell you all that. We need to be Bahamian first. We welcome everybody, enjoy the sun, sea, and sun, and whatever. But this belongs to us. Now let's move forward to John Canoe. I would like to congratulate my cousin Darren Bastian and one family. They put a hurting on the street. They leave some road there with the minister of road. Got to go fix Bay Street and Shirley Bath.
Listen.
Darren them dig it right up.
I ain't gonna lie, Sparky. Darren them did a great job both parades. But in that New Year's, in that New Year's, boy, look here, we gotta revisit that.
Now that's against the law. Because you know I was a die-hard Valley boy.
Yeah, but that's why you die hard this New Year's.
Anybody that bad. And when I saw that, I said, you remember I was supposed to go Christmas, but I went Christmas. But New Year's I stayed over and I watched it on TV. Then they came down Bay Street, and that line of damn, that got to be all the Bahamians and all the illegal Haitians and all the illegal Jamaicans, all the illegal people had to belong to one family. I never see a line that long. I never see, what they call it, what you call the girls dancers?
Sparky, you mean you come all this way that they trying to pay homage to the family, but then you could have a jaded insult in there, but they had all that. Oh my God, Sparky. That is so Valley Boy, man.
It is one family, right?
That is so Valley Boy, though.
But hey, one family. Didn't the Prime Minister say one time, all of us one?
Didn't one family come out of the Valley, though?
But he's a, hold on. He sneak that thing with Sting.
Hold on. Let me ask you this, Sparky. I doing the math now. If family, that means family and Valley is family. That means the two of them will conspire to swing Saxon. That's why Saxon gets swing New Year's. Thank you for breaking up the math for me.
No, see what happened is.
They're all guilty by relation.
Came from the Valley. Darren Bastian and all Ali and Nash and Jackson Burns them came out of the Saxon. And then, see, the Valley was so big, the Valley got two groups came out of them, you know. They got the Saxons and Roots came out of the Valley. Remember that? Paul knows them with Roots. Peter
That's right.
Them, Roots.
That's right.
They came out of the Valley too.
The late Paul knows. Great dude right there,
Came
man.
out of the Valley.
Good
All
people.
the Slimy and all of them came out of the Valley. Wooler used to live on Mont Royal Avenue right across from the Birdland with Mr. Carlton Francis.
Boy, Sparky, you need to write a
I
memoirs,
know the
man.
history. Wooler is a valley by heart. Him and Gus must be cousin.
Oh, God, you putting all the best inside
Wooler,
of it.
congratulations to everybody that went out on Bay Street. Before I go naughty, let me say this. Everybody, every little junior group, individual, whatever it is, D, C, A, N, D, y'all made Junkanoo to the world show. The world, the Junkanoo is the best doggone celebration of doggone in the world. No Trinidad doggone, no carnival could beat Junkanoo.
Boy, Sparky, you run on another one.
Junkanoo is the best in the world. Have a good day.
All right, my brother. Be safe, Sparky. And all the best in the new year. Okay. Now let's get up into your headliners. Who are us making headlines in the 242? All brought to you, of course, by Fine Threads. Fine Threads reminds you that you have new arrivals in stock right now. Okay? And be sure to check them out, both locations. Top of the Hill, Mackey Street, the flagship store, and the Southwest Shopping Plaza location. And both of those locations open 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday. All right, let's go to the phone lines again real quick. Talking Heads, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Who's this? You need to call back. 2 straight wins for one family. That's what's blazing up the pages of the Nassau Guardian. News and views at Madison's 1844. I'm sure they'll debate that, but they put out 2 great parades, okay? You can't take nothing from them. So, we can talk about that. FTX debtors in U.S. seek return of digital assets seized by the SCB. Story by Candia Dames. FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried and Gary Wang had no right to transfer FTX digital assets to securities commissions of the Bahamas in the days after the cryptocurrencies exchange collapse. FTX debtors who are involved in the Chapter 11 bankruptcy proceedings allege in a new statement it was in response to the most recent statement issued by SCB, which said last Thursday it's holding $3.5 billion worth of digital assets it recovered from FTX Digital Markets, FTXDM, with the help of Bankman-Fried and Wang. This is in a 500-page affidavit, all right? So it's well detailed. So we're going to need to watch this and connect the dots and follow the money and see where this comes out. And again, I promise you, our brand will continue to be damaged in all of this until this is put to bed finally and once and for all. Let's go to the phone lines. Talking Heads, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Who's this?
Blessed day, Brother Amos Junior Miller.
What's going on, Amos? But I heard from you in ages, Amos. I must have been on a different radio station last time you spoke, man.
No disrespect to my big brother or my number one talk show as relates to 24 hours. I used to call this station the 24 hours knowledge-based foundation, you know?
I hear you all the time.
Yeah.
What's going on, brother?
Anyway, I had to call to wish you and your family and your station and this great nation, despite what we've been through, whether it's with our political and religious leaders and ourselves and the foreigners, and we can go on with the negatives. But I pray, I want them to say, I could pray, and I have prayed, and I will pray. But more than that, I desire for us to show one another every day how we would look at each other as relates to treatment in terms of our prayer. Like if Naughty were to sit down every day and pray for Amos, what would that prayer look like in a reality? Let's show that. The showing, love is action.
Let's put some of the action with the words you mean.
Yeah, man. Let's show some action towards each other, even though we're going through. Because at the end of the day, all you got is one family. You can pick your friends, but we cannot pick our family. We did not, all of us in this country, most of us who were born in this country, did not pick this country. This country picked us, if you ask me.
Right, I agree with you there. This is where we were born. This is where, we came to grow up. So this is home. And like I said, in anywhere in the world that God decided to put us, he chose to put every Bahamian in the Bahamas for a reason.
If you'd like to make a call.
Boy, we lost you there, Amos. I believe you might have run out of minutes. I believe your call might have dropped. We didn't cut you though, Amos. But I think he was onto something there. And I think we do need to match the actions with the words and the words with the actions. Is very, very poignant. It's one thing to talk about things, but it's another to back up those actions and deliver and pay it forward. Who's this?
You talking about Junkanoo, right?
Yeah, we talk about Junkanoo if you want. Who's this?
Okay, this is the Marathon Man, Sam Williams.
Hey, Sam, what's going on, man?
Let me tell you.
Happy New Year and all the best to you and your family.
Same to you. Happy New Year for everybody.
Man, listen, Sam, let me tell you, just as a young dude, I used to watch you doing your marathon thing, but you brought us...
Boy, they did me. They didn't treat me good in the country.
But that's all right. I can make sure they do something for you, Sam, because I watch you too many as a youngster doing your thing, man. Doing your thing, man. Running and winning them races.
I named that road, taken from Mandela.
Yes, sir.
I did. I right on. You look on the phone. You put the Marathon Man, Sam Williams, Bahamas, Love and Care. I come right up on your phone. You can read on me and see what I did in this country.
I know, man.
Every time I open them out, they take my ideas and go with it. Let me tell you something.
You ain't the only one, but anyway, go ahead.
Listen here. I have a calling on me. Brother, I have a calling on me. I went in one family, Junkanoo, about 2 years ago. And I told them, I said, listen here. You all need to help work with the government and help get this nation together. That name one family. You said the family is divided in this country.
Oh, yeah.
The family only get together when somebody died or they're having a party.
No, but Sam, I'll be honest with you, and there was something that Maya Angelou...
Let me tell you what God lead to me.
Okay, go ahead and remind. I'm going to make that point, but go ahead.
Yeah, I was laying down in my bed. And I hear when the Lord revealed to me, say, Sam, say, go pay up, turn your phone on and get the number changed. I say, God, I ain't going. I say, go. When I reach up to the mall, I go on the line to pay the phone bill. And I on the line, standing on the line, I hear when the Lord revealed to me, I say, God, what you want me to do up here? He said, when you finish paying the phone bill, go outside, up in the mall, and the roundabout, they're having a meeting there. I want you to go and talk to the lady. And I did what God tell me to do. When I go on up there, I see the people around the table sitting down and everything. I said, Miss, what y'all loving? He said, we trying to put together with our non-profit organization how we can get this country together and get the nation together. The family is divided. I said, Miss, I have it. I said, God, give it to me. I said, when you open this, what you got there to open it? Nobody. You had the defense force? No. You had the police bond? No. You had no function going on. I said, well, with one family, the junk. So you get that from? Brother, the Lord build me and get it again. I told him they can win the two. I told her they can win the two Junkanoo. And they did win it. You see the people on Bay Street? Pulling the families together in this nation. The nation is divided. We are trying, and I'm working on it, trying to get it together to make it happen. That's one. The next one, the Lord showed me how to get kidneys for people. The Lord tell me, say, go up to the hospital and see with people on the machine. I went up there and I see it. The people in line for kidneys. And we're trying to get that together now. I'm doing the Lord work, man. And what I was doing in my lifetime, I was sitting down, wasn't praising God, wasn't serving Him. And after I started to serve Him and turn my life around, He's opening doors for me.
That's awesome story, Sam.
The families in this country.
And listen, I agree with you on the family. Maya Angelou said that a big cause, you losing families in the inner city and in urban communities was the lack of Sunday dinner.
Look at the deaths. But I'm talking about it too.
And see,
everything I talk about is the families.
And check this out.
Together now.
And I'm bringing this point up. We got to get back to the Sunday dinner because at the Sunday dinner, everybody came and brought something. And guess what? If your mommy and daddy didn't deal with you, uncle or auntie who heard something, if you was doing fool, was going to talk to you, or your cousin was going to roll up on you and tell you, listen, I hear you're doing fool. Or if you're doing well, they was going to support you and encourage you.
But Jesus done that for a reason. To let the two of them win the Junkanoo. To show you that we need to get our families together in this country. And the Old Island, they're divided. Nassau, they're divided. We not together, and the government need to work along with us to help make it happen.
I agree, and we got to get involved.
And see if you could help push it, man, and make it happen, man.
I'm on it, Sam, and remember, you have a platform here, so now that you got your phone turned back on, I expect to hear from you more and more, all right?
You get that same number. The next number is one is 5444433.
All right. 544.
Yes, man. Yes, see, we can get this nation back and where we're supposed to go, man.
All right,
The
Sam.
family is divided in this country. One family, we grabbing them. They gonna have work with us to help make it happen.
Good stuff, Sam.
Working them and the churches. The churches them need to get together and make it happen. We need a public holiday. Name one family. Get it together with the government and
Hold
make
on
it
now.
happen
We need
in
a
this
public
country.
name naughty before we get one name, one family. But I feel you. I
Yes.
feel you. I feel you.
You feel me?
All right, Sam.
Yes, work on it, man. Help get it together.
You got my support, man. We'll talk. Be safe, okay?
Okay, bye-bye.
Good to hear from Sam, man. All right, so as we wrap up the headliners, who was making headlines in the 242, all brought to you, of course, by Fine Threads and Get Into the Buzz. Brought to you, of course, by John's Shoes. And don't forget new arrivals every Monday and Tuesday at both John's locations, all right? And they now have small home appliances and cookware available for you as well. So be sure to check them out, both locations, John's Plaza Carmichael and the flagship store on Rosetta today. And remember, serving you is a pleasure at John's. Listen, man, I get the whole Junkanoo buzz, all right? And I don't want to take away from that because that's a feel-good story. But something we have to address. The new year, not 3 days old yet. All right, or just barely 3 days old. And we back to these kind of headlines. Man, woman shot dead while asleep, police say. A man and a woman were shot dead while asleep in a home on Mantall Street in Montel Heights shortly before 3 a.m. on Monday. Police said the gunman entered the home and carried out the crime according to information received by officers. Both victims were shot multiple times. Police said that prior to the shooting, the now deceased man was reportedly involved in an altercation with one of the suspects in the case. Police reported that they arrested two men shortly after the incident at a residence in Montel Heights. Both suspects are on bail for armed robbery and are being electronically monitored. These are the first two murders for 2023. And in 2022, we recorded 127 murders. And there were 119 murders in 2021. So the more things change, the more they stay the same. And I think it's safe to say in a brand new year, we need to hear from our Commissioner of Police to know what's really going on and where do we really stand. And don't make a bold prediction like, oh, there's no crime crisis and so on and so forth. Keep it real. Let us know exactly what's going on. Because there were other incidents over the holiday weekend and rumblings. And listen, it's one thing to do a great job at Junkanoo, but at the same time, if other things are going on, we still have those problems. And the quicker we nip it in the bud earlier on, the better. And we still have to look at, judicial reforms, sentencing guidelines reforms, all of that. Because we need to change the game. We need to make sure our citizens feel secure and works. For the citizens, and in some right to the offenders as well, once they reach that point of incarceration. We got a lot to work on in that regard, and a lot to improve on. Let's get to the first break, Mr. Producer. On the flip side of the break, I'll be back at you. We'll have the global warming. We'll see another play. Yeah, you could have played that. That's the new bed. See, you ain't been here for a minute. We done switch it up. Yeah. We've been playing that every week when the Dolphins lose. We play this. We've been playing this for about 6 weeks now. 6 weeks in a row. Hey! So we're going to get to the first break. Flip side of the break, we'll be back at you on the Tuesday, January 3rd edition of Talking Heads. The first edition of 2023 of Talking Heads. We'll be back at you with the global warming. We're heating up the planet in 60 seconds or less. All brought to you, of course, by KFC Nassau. I'll take my Dunkin' Donuts coffee break. We'll get you ready for the bottom of the hour with the return of Cuban Willie's numerology report. All brought to you, of course, by the Island Game. So all coming up on the flip side of the break right here as the Tuesday, January 3rd edition of Talking Heads continues right after this.
Off the holiday holiday season with Dunkin's 3 delicious signature lattes made with rich espresso and topped with whipped cream. Sip a Dunkin' Peppermint Mocha Latte with mocha and peppermint, or try a toasted white chocolate latte with creamy white chocolate flavor. The new Dunkin' Brown Sugar Cookie Latte features notes of sweet brown sugar and holiday spices. Hurry in today. The Dunkin' Holiday Lattes are only in town for the holiday season. The holidays run on Dunkin'.
Refined style with elegant taste, then fine threads is your place. If you want those slacks hemmed or just taking the waist, then fine threads is your place. If you wanna look suave and debonair everywhere you go, like you're supposed to be in a video, wanna step out and look great, then fine threads is your place. Refined style with elegant taste, then fine threads is your place, is your place, is your place.
When I had got prostate cancer, my family didn't know if I was going to live. At Cancer Treatment Centers of America, within days, I got an appointment. They presented me with treatment options, and we said prostatectomy. When my scans came back, there are no signs of cancer. They don't see you as a number, they see you as a part of the family. I'm going on with my life. It's a real gift.
Call us at Cancer Treatment Centers of America.
Christmas is coming and your fingers are tingling for the KFC flavors that satisfy your cravings. Get that fried chicken holiday vibe with a juicy KFC Festive Feast Mega Pack. Loaded with 8 boneless KFC bites of 100% white meat, a chicken leg, mashed potato with gravy, corn, a biscuit, a delicious guava dessert biscuit, and a mega-sized Pepsi. Have a finger-licking good Christmas with KFC.
Last, now everybody go to breakfast. Choco.
All right, we're back. The January 3rd edition of Talking Heads. All right, text who just texted in. I'm glad you like the new cut, man. If you want to know the name of that song, that's called Last, and it's by Burna Boy. All right, the artist is Burna Boy, and the name of the song is Last. And yeah, Burna got some good music right there, man. Naughty, great show as usual. Hold on. Oh God! Listen, text. What kind of foolishness you want me to text on here today, man? You getting off on everybody, and I can't read none of this. All right, Naughty, great show as usual. Pertaining to the local news, we start the year with only one way. These people in New Providence know how to start it, only with killing. That's why I can't socialize with these unsociable animals in New Providence. That's why I need to move to Eleuthera. But you need to hurry up, move to Eleuthera. All last year you was talking about you could move to Eleuthera. You ain't moved yet? Move so you can hurry up and invite us down there to do a live show. Okay? All right. Now let's get up into it. Let's check out the global warming. We're heating up the planet in 60 seconds or less. All brought KFC Nassau. And listen, KFC Nassau reminds you, man, that festive feast still going on. Yes, indeed. They're hooking it up for you. All right? So be sure to get into your favorite your favorite KFC Nassau location, all right? Now, Festive Feast is all good, man. All right? Make it a finger-licking holiday season with the Festive Feast, packed with 8 pieces of juicy fried chicken, family fries, 4 buttery biscuits, all going on for you right now at your favorite KFC Nassau location for takeout and drive-through, all right? Now, let's see what's heating up the planet in 60 seconds or less. Like I said, all brought to you, of course, by KFC Nassau. And where do we start? Because it's been a long holiday weekend. So we should have a lot of info to spew out today. For sure. Another day, another problem for Elon Musk. Now Twitter is being sued by its landlord for being behind $136,260 in unpaid back rent for its downtown San Francisco headquarters. Jeremy Renner is in critical but stable condition in the hospital after running over his own leg with a snowplow outside his Lake Tahoe home in Nevada. Earth, Wind, and Fire drummer Fred White has died at the age of 67. 66-year-old tennis champ Martina Navratilova has been hit with a double whammy of cancer detected in both her throat and one of her breasts. So keeping our thoughts and prayers up for Martina. The Seattle Kraken Classic, an outdoor hockey game which will be played at T-Mobile's Park, home of the Seattle Mariners. Gangsta Boo, the pioneering female rapper who got her start as a teenager in 3 6 Mafia, has died at age 43. No cause was given. Modest Mouse drummer Jeremiah Green passed away on New Year's Eve just days after it was announced he had been diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. He was from Issaquah, Washington. RG3 did suddenly disappear from ESPN's college football coverage on Saturday because his wife suddenly went into labor. Then it turned out to be a false alarm. Listen, I'll tell you a story, man. When my wife, MJ, was pregnant with our second son, I was at Joker's one night, and we thought she went into labor. And I break off running and come home, and turned out it was Cravens. It was a false alarm. But 3 days later, here he came. Foo Fighters announced that the band will go on following the death of drummer Taylor Hawkins last year. Rolling Stone magazine assembled a list of 200 greatest singers of all time, but are getting a lot of grief for not including Celine Dion. Supposed to be on that list now. I right there with you. Keep off. And that's a wrap right there on your global warming. We're heating up the planet in 60 seconds or less. All brought to you, of course, by KFC Nassau. All right, Mr. Producer, we got a charger for this in here because this look like this right there. But I tell you, you can tell when the Dolphins disgruntled, but and they mad. And they mad because they junking the Group Blues too. They give you the phone half dead. They ain't tell you need to charge. All kind of message coming through from Lang Show. I ain't Lang Show. It's my show. But I'll convey all the messages on to Mr. Lang. All right, let's check out some of these texts. Happy New Year, Naughty. I just love your show, especially your laugh. Ain't no brain teaser? No, ain't no brain teaser. That's what you get. Look, flattery will get you everywhere, and I appreciate that. And I'll try to laugh more for you, but no, we'll start the brain teasers next week. All right, with a full cachet. Lunch or dinner, your choice from Naughty Johnny's. KFC vouchers, Dunkin' Donuts vouchers, Joker's Wild Party passes, so they will be fully loaded. Anybody who won a prize in the last year who did not collect, you could come as of tomorrow. Tomorrow, the prizes, we have a special list of all y'all written down, so we know just who you are, so to make sure I get you straight. All right? But no brain teasers till next week. All right? All right, the name of the song is Last by Burna Boy. Okay? Now, as far as FTX goes, you got the Chapter 11 going on in the United States. And as you see, FTX debtors who are involved in the Chapter 11 bankruptcy proceeding in the U.S. are now saying, that we need that money returned that SCB took, that $3.5 billion they allegedly have. We need that. It's our money and we want it now. So, yeah. And everybody who texted him, man, I hope all of y'all had a great holiday, good Christmas, good New Year with your family, and all the best for 2023, man. So, yeah, you look at it, and you just keep your eyes open because you know more is coming out of this. More is coming out of this. This ain't going away no time soon. And as we continue my Dunkin' Donuts coffee break, don't forget they still got the holiday flavors going on at your favorite Dunkin' Donut location. All right? So be sure to check them out. They still got the peppermint mocha lattes, the toasted white chocolate lattes, and the new Dunkin' brown sugar cookie lattes going on. All right? The new Dunkin' turkey cranberry sandwich, layers of sliced deli turkey, Swiss cheese, arugula on a flaky croissant topped with mustard and cranberry sauce. It's all good. Get it as a combo with some of those popcorn poppers and, freshly brewed iced tea. All of that included, $9 VAT included. You can't beat that, all right? No reason for you not to be running on Dunkin'. And all that goodness waiting on you at your favorite Dunkin' location. Downtown Bay Street, Paradise Island, Palmdale, Brennan Road with the drive-thru, East Street South with the drive-thru, Carmichael, the newest location, and, of course, at the airport, pre-clearance and post-clearance. So no reason for you not to be running on Dunkin'. Now, as we get into my Dunkin' coffee break, I'm going to open up the lines. and chime on in. All right? Let me know how you feel on Junkanoo, on FTX. You know? It's a tragic situation. Man and woman shot dead while asleep. I mean, the more things change, the more they stay the same. And not a great way to start the new year. Not a great way to start. Well, I tell you. Well, now y'all blowing up my phone. Now I got to put it on charge. Y'all hitting me all up. All right, what else we got? Davis was falling all over his words being interviewed at Junkanoo. He sounded under the influence, under the weather, and there's a poor excuse for a prime minister. All I've seen is nothing but failures. Now, I wouldn't go that far. I say nothing but failures. Seen one or two things happen, but I hear where you're coming from. All right? And I'll be honest with you. That's not the first time that he stumbled over some words in an interview. I don't think it has to do anything with inebriation. I just think it has to do everything with pontification. And when you might be grandstanding, sometimes you get caught out there. You know what I mean? All right. But we'll keep an eye on it. The good thing about it is I don't think the Prime Minister has any travel plans for early in the year. So hopefully he'll be able to kick off the new year here in New Providence and in the Bahamas. You know, getting us in line, getting us lined up as to where we need to be. And, you know, dealing with the things that we need to deal with. Getting our carbon credits taken care of. Getting that lined off and sealed away properly. You know, look at some other things. It's crazy. Looking at Grand Bahama as I take my Dunkin' Donuts coffee break as well. Like I said, Sarah Kirkby and the crew will be joining us next week as we jump right back on into things here. Some things coming out of Freeport. Junkanoo returns to Grand Bahama. That was a good look. Excuse me. No more waiting on the porch. A promise from the new RMH head. Story by Barbara Walken. Patients seeking emergency care at Ram Memorial Hospital in downtown Freeport over Christmas had to wait outside in the chilly temperatures. The hospital's waiting room was converted in early 2020 to accommodate COVID patients, and since then, people seeking care have had to wait on the porch outside, which became a concern during the recent cold snap, with temperatures dipping to the low 60s. We will fix that, promised newly appointed RMH Administrator Jessica Cartwright, speaking with Grand Bahama News on Thursday. Unfortunately, given what's happening in the ER, I'm deeply sorry. The grave inconveniences that patients had to deal with, but we were working extremely hard to make sure we get rid of that once and for all. So we'll keep an eye on that, and hopefully that gets rectified real soon. Yeah, the situation in the marketplace is getting out of control down there. Marketplace pleads with parents to control minors. Christmas Eve attack of a security guard by a group of teens at the Port Lucan Marketplace put a spotlight on what Marketplace Managing Director Ivan Moss described as an ongoing and serious problem with minors who are unaccompanied by their parents. And listen, that is a societal kind of thing, okay? And I'll be honest with you. You look at it in Grand Bahama, you look at it here in New Providence, you look at it in other family islands. Parents, yes, there might be cool places for your kids to meet and hang out, but at the end of the day, they do need to be governed. They do need to be monitored. They need to be supervised. You put a ton of kids there congregating, you know some stuff can pop off. We were all kids. So again, these are the kind of situations where we have, as society, it's a societal thing. We got to meet halfway. Parents, communities, law enforcement, so we could stop this kind of foolishness. And that's nothing that anybody wants to see. They came out because at the end of the day, now if securities are less tolerant for groups like that, and kids act up, securities may be more defensive, and the beat down may go the other way. And then what's it going to be? So let's be proactive in this rather than reactive in all of this. All right, we wrapping things up on my coffee break. Let me get to the break. On the flip side of the break, we'll be getting you ready for the top of the hour. All right, coming up in the 5 o'clock hour will be news, of course, and we'll be talking sports in the 5 o'clock hour. The Pearl will be joining us. We got lots to talk about. Got to talk about, obviously, Denard Hamlin and that situation in last night's Monday Night Football game, which I don't think any of us have witnessed. Very shocking and appalling situation. And I continue to pray for Hamlin and for the Buffalo Bills and for the league, because it's a very, very tragic situation. We'll give you an update on his condition, and we'll let you know what might have been, what doctors are now saying might have been the cause of that situation last night. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the Dolphins losing 5 in a row. Talk about the Eagles backpedaling into the playoffs, and that shoulder injury for Jalen Hurts is a lot worse than they're leading on to be. Talking about my Cowboys winning again. My God. All that beating up your gum last week, 49ers. Oh, the Cowboys won on Thursday night, 27-13. Boy, y'all played bad against the Titans. Y'all could hardly put them away. What y'all turn around and do Sunday? Y'all let the Raiders walk y'all like a dog. Y'all let the Raiders dog walk y'all to overtime and y'all barely won. I can tell you this now, 49er fans. Let's get ready to go to the break, Mr. Producer. I tell you this now. You mess around with that junk in the playoffs against my Cowboys, we will throw 56 on you and walk away. Mic drop. Let's go to the break. We'll talk sports in the 5 o'clock hour. Coming up on the flip side of the break, we got Cuban Willie's numerology report, brought to you, of course, by the Island Game. And we'll be wrapping up the first hour of the Tuesday, January 3rd edition of Talking Heads. The first one of 2023 continues right after this.
Christmas is coming and your fingers are tingling for the KFC flavors that satisfy your cravings. Get that fried chicken holiday vibe with a juicy KFC Festive Feast Mega Pack. Loaded with 8 boneless KFC chicken legs, mashed potato with gravy, corn, a biscuit, a delicious guava dessert biscuit, and a mega-sized Pepsi. Have a finger-licking good Christmas with KFC.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. Whatever the occasion, John's is confident you will find what you're looking for among our always growing collection of amazing and trendy styles. We cover women, men, children, the whole family. Together with John's great prices and helpful and friendly customer service, your experience in shopping with us will be time well spent. Too busy to come in store? Shop with us online. www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances. So come on in today at John's, where we put fashion at your feet.
Fidelity, we're good for you. Whether your business is in store, on the go, or both, let Fidelity work with you to maximize your customers' payment options with a fixed or mobile terminal so that you never miss a sale. It's safer than cash and more convenient so that you can take your business anywhere. For details, contact a business development officer today at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport, or visit our website at fidelitygroup.com. Fidelity, we're good.
Dunkin' has a new twist on an old holiday favorite. The Dunkin' Turkey Cranberry Sandwich layers sliced deli turkey, Swiss cheese, fresh, crisp arugula on a flaky, buttery croissant, all topped with mustard and cranberry sauce. Made to order all day long, the Dunkin' Turkey Cranberry Sandwich combo includes a bag of crispy popcorners and a freshly brewed iced tea for only $9 plus VAT. 'Tis the season. The Bahamas runs on Dunkin'.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Young cast, last, now everybody go to breakfast. Choco.
Talking Heads, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, the Tuesday, January 3rd edition of Talking Heads continues right now. First one of the new year. And listen here, man. Y'all on the ball today, boy. Naughty, what's the new run over there, Joke as well? Boy, y'all know we starting a new run this week, hey. All right, well, you definitely want to check out Jokers for the next 2 weeks, January 3rd through the 15th. All right, you got your headliner, Pete George. You got comedy and music with that individual right there. Very funny. All right, you got my good friend, Richie Lease. Richie is a hoot. Richie is a hoot, man. Don't let the bald head fool you, boy. White boy got jokes. And then, of course, yours truly. Funny show from start to finish. And don't forget, it is 2 for 1 on all locals. 2 for 1 on all locals. So take advantage of that. All right, showtime Tuesday through Sunday. Doors open at 8:15. Showtime is 9 p.m. sharp. We're located between the Coral and the Beach Tower over there at the beautiful Atlantis. Now, for more information, you can always call 363-3000, extension 64002. All right? And like I said, it's 2 for 1 on locals, so take advantage of that. You don't want to miss out on that. Funny show from start to finish. All right. Got to congratulate my good brethren, Mr. Travis, who has been appointed and promoted to the position of news director effective January 1st, 2023. And of course, you know, Travis joined the Nassau Guardian as a copy editor in 2011 and has become a reporter, and later that year functioned for a time in both positions. And in 2017, he was appointed senior reporter. In 2018, he was promoted to assistant news editor. And here we are. So congratulations, Travis, man. Job well done. Job well done. Looking forward to seeing what you do now and how you take it to the next level. Good stuff. And of course, you know, we got to welcome on our newest member, man. You know, Howard. Hey, what's he going as now? Is he going to help me, Howard, as Howard, the big H? What we calling him, man? Listen, my biggest thing is, I don't want him to up the dress code around here, man. I ain't trying to suit it up every day to work, man. And you know, Howard is coming out full TD Jakes, you know, MJF, Burberry scarf, yeah. And you know, if I got to dress like that, Mr. Producer, then you got to dress like that too. Uh-huh. You see, that's a different story. But Howard, if you need work on your jeans and t-shirt look and your hoodie look, I got you, bro. I got you. No even sweat that. I got you covered, all right? It's all good. I digress. We got Cuban Willie's numerology report lined up. He's going to take you into the news. And it's all brought to you, of course, by the Island Game. And don't forget, the Island Game wrapping up their awesome Christmas promotion, the 12 days of Cashmas. And, you know, that runs right up until the 6th. All right? Yes. It runs right up until the 6th. So you're going to have some drawing, you know, going on for the next couple of days. And as a matter of fact, the lucky winner, the big winner of $50,000 is going to be drawn on the 6th. All right? Day 9 winners. And you got $10,000 being given off tomorrow, 4 lucky winners tomorrow. And like I said, it culminates on on January 6th. So on the 6th, you got one big monster drawing, $50,000 up for grabs. All right? And there's been a ton of winners, $1,000 winners, $500 winners, $1,500 winners, $2,000 winners, $2,500 winners. And of course, the big winner on January 6th, $50,000. I gotta call Erica. Erica and the crew from Island Game. Y'all need to come on my show and let's give away some money. I just want to touch it before y'all give it away. That's all. It's all good. And get his numerology report all brought to you, of course, by the Island Game. Then we're straight to the news. On the flip side of the news, we'll be talking sports in the 5 o'clock hour like we always do right here on Talking Heads as the Tuesday, January 3rd edition of Talking Heads continues right after this. Buenos días, buenos tardes. How you doing, everybody? Soy Joe Cuban Willie, and I'm back to give you your numerology report. All brought to you, of course, by the Island Game. And remember, you still got the 12 days of Catchmas going on with the Island Game. And, you know, it's wrapping up on the 6th with one winner of $50,000. So for more information, simply log on to theislandgame.com. And my numbers today, real easy. It's the 3rd day of the year. So we started off with numero 3, number 3. Okay? My saxon came second in the Yonkanu. in the New Jersey. So the second number is number 2. Okay? And the last number is 5. Because the Miami Dolphins have lost 5 games in a row, like my friend Nori told them I was going to do. So the number today is 3, 2, 5, 3, 2, 5. And win until tomorrow. Stay playing, my friends.
This is Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
Talking Heads, the Tuesday, January 3rd edition continues right now. We're up into the 5 o'clock hour. 5:05 p.m. is the time. And like we do each and every day, we kick it off with Today in Sports History, all brought to you, of course, by Naughty Johnny's. Well worth the trip there, out there to the Old Fort Shopping Plaza, Monday through Friday. Great for lunch and dinner. Then on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, great for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Breakfast on Monday through Friday. You're in and you're out within your lunch hour. Different special daily. Give them a call. See what they got chefed up for you. 377-7776. And don't forget happy hour every Wednesday and Friday at Naughty Johnny's as well. All right? Every Wednesday and Friday is happy hour 5 to 7 at Naughty Johnny's. All right, so let's check out On This Day in Sports History. Like I said, brought to you by Naughty Johnny's. And it's well worth the trip out there to the Old Fort Shopping Plaza. Now, let me find this out. All of a sudden now, don't you just love it when your internet is just crash on you one time? Boy, I tell you. But we'll get it right. We'll get it right. Boom, here it is. Today in sports history, January 3rd. And on this day, in 1941, the National Collegiate Football Rules Committee announced a new rule that permitted free substitution of football players. 1943, for the first time in NHL history, a goal with 3 points all came from the same family. Reg Bentley scored with an assist from his brothers Max and Doug. 1962, work began on the Houston Astrodome. 1977, the Kansas City Royals releases pitcher Lindy McDaniel, ending his 21-year career. 1983, Tony Dorsett of the Dallas Cowboys made the longest run from scrimmage in NFL history. Dorsett ran 99 yards in a game against the Minnesota Vikings on Monday Night Football, and that record can only be tied, never broken, and I think it was tied by Derrick Henry, and maybe one other back. 1991, Wayne Gretzky scored his 700th goal. 1997, Rod Brindamore of the Philadelphia Flyers scored his 200th career goal. 2005, former Pittsburgh Steeler Lynn Swann declared his candidacy for Pennsylvania governor. 2010, Chris Johnson of the Tennessee Titans set the NFL single-season record for yards from scrimmage. He finished the season with 2,509. CJ2K, I remember him, boy. 2010, Tony Romo of the Dallas Cowboys set a team record when he took every snap for the entire regular season. Quote of the day, power is not revealed by striking hard or often, but by striking true. Honore de Balzac. It's a fighter. Yeah. So there you have it. Now let's keep an eye out for Pearly. I know he should be chiming in. Mr. Producer, you still there? Are you? Oh, Lord. Producer must be going to the bathroom. Eh? Pearly, if you're trying to zoom in, just hang tight. Just hang tight and we'll get to you. And as you do that, we'll get into this. Obviously, it's time to slide into the home court. It's making headlines in the 242. All brought to you, of course, by Burger King Nassau. BK did big things over the holiday, man. You know, gave away that brand new car and all that good stuff. And be sure to check out BK right now. They got all your favorites going on at your favorite Burger King Nassau location for takeout, drive-through, and delivery with the Craven app. All right. So let's look at the sports coming in off the weekend and the local scene. Senior Male Athlete of the Year, obviously, Indiana Pacers guard Shavana Buddy Hield has been named as the Nassau Guardian Senior Male Athlete of the Year for 2022. He had a great year playing for the Sacramento Kings and the Indiana Pacers, especially the Pacers. We had some breakthrough performances and some milestones under his belt. He received 43 points out of a possible 45 for the Nassau Guardian Senior Male Athlete of the Year honor. Hield and the Pacers closed off 2022 on a 3-game winning streak as winners of 5 of the last games and ended the year with a 20-17 win-loss record. Marlins infielder Jazz Chisholm finished second in the voting for the Nassau Guardian Senior Male Athlete of the Year, and of course, DeAndre Ayton finished third. I got to talk to Sheldon them on that. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I had to argue a little bit on that. All right, listen. Just hang tight, Pearly. That's all I can say. So, we'll get you zoomed in a second there, Pearly. Coach Yo, Lady Rebels win 2 games to start SEC play. And she's doing her thing, man. Bahamian Yolet Coach Yo McPhee McQuinn and the Ole Miss Lady Rebels won their first 2 games of conference play, turning out the Auburn University Tigers 79-47 last Thursday and defeating the Mississippi State Bulldogs 61-50 on Sunday. So both of those games have been well decided, not even close. So they're playing well, very well, in that SEC. Now, as soon as I could get my producer back in here, we should be good to go. But I tell you, sometimes they just like walk right out in the middle of a break. And then, you know, yeah, we'll work it out. We'll work it out. So that's on the local scene. You got local sports leagues getting ready to crank up. You got baseball getting ready to kick off in short order. I think Freedom Farm goes back at it in full swing on the 13th. So we need to, you know, get ready for that. You know, you got soccer getting ready to kick up. You got youth football still going on, flag football. They're playing at a high level, playing a lot of games. Need to get basketball back. Still wondering why we don't have that youth league. Had it back in the day, and it was so successful. But it kind of fell off. And I think we need to rekindle that. And I think people need to make the right efforts to make that happen. And I think people need to look at these youth leagues too as well as for what they are, youth leagues. Less on the business side of it, but more on the developmental side of it. I think that goes a long way. So yeah, I would love to know where my producer is. Hold on a second. Let me see if this mic could reach over there and I could get my producer's attention. Because I don't know where the heck my producer gone. But I tell you, they just walk out in the middle of a break. Don't know what's going on with that. I mean, I get comedians walking out in the middle of a joke. But I tell you, I don't know what's happening with this. So I guess I just got to keep talking until he show up. So, let's look at more of the local scene. I think that kind of wraps up the local scene right now. And this would have been a perfect time to zoom Pearly in. But you know, my producers and my... Hold on one second, you all. I really... This really tripping me out today. It's like... Is this a joke? Are y'all punking me? Is this like a practical joke? Because if it is, it's all good. And you know I'm the master of practical jokes, so I will retort in kind. I will retort in kind. You know me, I don't play that. I might let it go a couple of days, but I will get you. I will get you inevitably. So, now I think we need to look at something that we have to address. It came up last night. Everybody was shocked by it. And we'll slide into the who's in and who's out. All brought to you, of course, by Tropical Gyros. And big up to Chef Coleman and the crew, man. Hey, Pearly trying to zoom in. Obviously, we know you had to go do number 2. It wasn't number 1. You had to go do number 2. I get it. It's not a problem. But Pearly trying to zoom in. And how Pearly go? You don't zoom Pearly right in, he'll end up over at the air fryer, chefing it up. So, keep an eye out for Pearly there for me, Mr. Producer. He should be ready to zoom in. Huh? No, man. He was saying he was waiting to get in. Man, so he get a minute.
Yeah, just get in. Just let me in.
Yeah, listen. I don't know what's going on with y'all Dolphins and y'all Valleys, but y'all is in a state of disarray around here today, you know. It ain't just you.
Right now, after it gone down last night, football is the last thing on my mind.
Yeah, I listen, I knew he was going to have to get to this. That's why I waited to have this conversation with you. But I tell you, I don't think in all my years of watching sports have I ever seen anything like that. Anything remotely even close to that going on last night.
Buddy, give me 1 minute, I'll be back to you.
All right. See what I mean, Pearly? You see what I mean, Mr. Producer? Pearly was at that fryer, baby. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what nobody say. But we look at the situation last night, okay? And nobody wants to see an athlete injured like that, all right? Nobody wants to see that. And you look at it, and you watch it, and you're in a state of shock. And I've seen injuries before, but I've never seen one like that. And it jumped out, it screamed, something is terribly wrong. Something is terribly wrong. Now, what they think it is...
Go ahead.
What they think it is was they suspect Hamlin's heart was in ventricular fibrillation. What we know with commotio cordis, which is the condition, is that every minute you delay shocking them, resuscitating them, what happens is there's an increase of 10% in mortality. Now, this coming from his doctor, all right? And they said that he may have suffered a remarkably rare condition, which was that commotio cordis. Now, Earl, I've done some research on it. Do you know, as simple as you walking by me and tapping me in my chest, like, hey, Naughty, you know what I mean? You catch me at the wrong time with the beat of that heart, I could go into commotio cordis.
Exactly. And he just happened, he got hit on the left side, right above his heart. He just happened to get hit at the exact millisecond of the wrong time. Talk about bad luck.
Right, and now they say that he remains in critical condition. Now this was the doctors induced a coma in order for him to be fitted with a breathing apparatus because, as you know, his vitals came back, but he was having a problem breathing.
Yes.
So He spent last night in the intensive care unit and remains there today in critical condition at the University of Cincinnati Medical Center. We are grateful and thankful for the outpouring of support we have received thus far. Now, as you know, they're listing it as cardiac arrest during Monday night's game between the Bills and the Bengals. He received emergency treatment on the field, and he was transported by ambulance to the University of Cincinnati Medical Center for treatment. This is where he remains in that same condition. However, a lot of times we make fun of the trainers on the sideline running out with the water bottles and running out for the injuries. But listen, I have to commend both the training staffs on that field last night. The Buffalo Bills and the Cincinnati Bengals. They both went into action, and the 9 minutes that they worked on him on that field and in that stretcher and in that ambulance is what saved his life. That is why Damar Hamlin is with us today.
Yes.
So they must be commended. But again, it's something that it's so rare you never see it. There's been cases of people have not seen each other in a while, give each other a hug and embrace, a pat on the back, cardio cordis, right there.
Yeah.
It is just timing. And that's what it was last night. Now, speaking of timing, I think that our boy Skip Bayless last night took the perfect time to put his foot in his mouth and his rear end, and hopefully he don't have no career coming up, in the next couple of weeks. This might be the end of Skip Bayless. Now, he did try to rectify the situation, but that tweet that he dropped was ridiculous. Did you see it?
No, I didn't. What did he say?
Man, listen, Bayless came out of the break, and he drops this tweet, and I'm going to get the exact tweet, okay? Because he had to come back and he had to come back. No doubt the NFL is considering postponing the rest of this game, but how? This late in the season, a game of this magnitude is crucial to the regular season outcome, which suddenly seems so irrelevant. Now, Terrell Owens went in on him, and about every other African-American athlete that could go in on Skip Bayless did. From Kendrick Perkins to Jalen, old boy, he played for the 5-5, man. Broadcast Jalen Rose. Jalen Rose went in. A ton of them went in on it. And as soon as T.O. went in on it, an hour later, Skip comes back on Twitter. Nothing is more important than that young man's health. That was the point of my last tweet. I'm sorry if that was misunderstood, but his health is all that matters. Again, everything else is irrelevant. I prayed for him and will continue to. So there you go. He was trying to jump on it real quick an hour later, but I don't think so. I think it has gone extremely wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And now, of course, in true Skip Bayless, he was misconstrued. It was widely misconstrued. And on today on Undisputed, Fox Sports host Skip Bayless apologized for his widely misconstrued tweet that sparked outrage after Buffalo Bills safety Damar Hamlin collapsed during a game with the Cincinnati Bengals. Well, if Skip comes on there and Shannon Sharpe don't have to say a word, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He didn't have to debate nothing. Skip was in full damage control. And the very funny thing about it is Shannon was absent from Undisputed. And the rumors are now coming out that from their little brouhaha 2 weeks ago, that split is now, done. They can't fix that.
Wow.
So, and now Shannon, a lot of people are looking to give Shannon his own show. I mean, he's got a great podcast, Club Shay Shay. He's very dynamic, does his research, presents well. You put the right co-host with him, Shannon Sharpe could go through the roof. But today's episode of Undisputed felt very different. Shannon Sharpe was absent, and Skip Bayless seemingly had a lot to answer for after an ill-timed tweet following Damar Hamlin's horrific injury during the Monday Night Football game between the Bills and the Bengals.
I'm not a Fox fan. Who's the primary host of that show?
Skip Bayless.
Okay.
Skip is always the draw, but you'll find somebody that they put with him that can hang. Let's go to the phone lines real quick. Talking Heads, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Who's this? Talking Heads, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Who's this? Mr. Producer. Check the phone line for me, brother. Talking Heads, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Who's this?
Evening, Sparky calling back on your football time.
Yeah, go ahead, Sparky. What you got for me?
Let me tell you something. I watched that play last night as well. And let me tell you something naughty. That's a very, very that's a dangerous game. Now, I remember naughty back in the 70s when we started playing American football out here. We used to play on Southern. They call it Columbus Primary now.
Right, Southern Recreation Ground.
No, that was Southern Senior School.
Oh, Southern Senior School. My bad.
Yeah, they used to play on Sundays down there. And then also we used to play on Malcolm Park up on East Bay. East Bay. And I don't know if you ever heard a guy named Whitney Roll, who has a Bahamian son that made it to the NFL. He's also a physician, a doctor, went to Harvard and all that kind of stuff.
FSU. Myron Roll. Dr. Myron Roll is who you're referring to.
Right. And he's also some outstanding something in football as well as in the medical world.
He's a Rhodes Scholar.
Rhodes Scholar. And, back in the day when people like me and Don Hyler and Jesse Butkers and all of us used to play every Sunday up on the Eastern Parade, we were not well trained. When we first started, we really didn't even have pads and helmets. We just started maybe just a red shirt. We used to be like the red shirts playing against the blue shirts. And eventually people started to afford to be able to bring in their proper uniforms like shoulder pads and helmets and stuff. But we didn't have no proper training as to how to tackle and all that kind of stuff. Like in America, they start that game, baseball and all the different games, they start that from children in primary school. With coaches teaching little boys how to tackle properly and all that kind of thing.
Now, I don't want you to sleep, okay? You talking about, Myron Road, but don't forget we had Ike Smith playing for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers also, all right?
And
the Cincinnati Bengals, and his dad, Brad Smith, who played for the Broncos.
I can give you the history. Our first Bahamian ever called to the NFL was Alan Ingram.
Correct.
And then you also had Blyden.
Right, and don't forget, I mentioned just Ed Smith just now.
Blyden. I forget who else set up there. They called up and so forth. That ended up going. Now, other than that, these were people that was found right here on Eastern Parade.
Correct.
But then you had Bahamians that started going off to school. So they came up to the college background and ended up in the NFL and so forth. But I can tell you the truth, I remember this Sunday evening on the north side of Malcolm Park. I used to play with Andy Key and them from the Nassau Marlins. I think Whitney Roll was playing for the Stingrays. Now, he's going to Sac, I go into Government High. So here comes, the people didn't finish school then, but we out working. Here comes Whitney Roll, headed up from the north side, headed east. Right? That's the East Main Street. Now, I'm a defensive dog on safety, and I saw Whitney coming down. I know Whitney was this little short, bulky, powerful thing. I said, but I gonna get him. Naughty. I went down, I said, I could grab Whitney. And from what I was told, his knee came up into my helmet.
Oh, yeah, you was out like a light. You had concussion before you knew it.
Let me tell you something. That ended me in football because when I woke up, I don't know if it was intensive care, recovery room, or where. But I remember waking up. I know nothing about the ambulance drive down Main Street.
So, Sparky, you telling me that you've been crazy ever since, and it's Whitney's fault for kneeing you in the helmet? Is that what you're trying to tell me here today?
I was crazy before to do that foolishness.
Boy,
but what I'm saying is, I remember waking up and my father started over me because they must be calling him to take me home. So that meant I can't go to work. My left shoulder, the clavicle on my left shoulder messed up. So when I did eventually get back to Delta biking, my boss, who used to sponsor the Nassau Jets.
You used to work the Deltec Bank, Sparky?
I went down there International. Me, Don Highland, Georgie Medal.
Deltec, I gotta watch you. I gotta watch you.
Deltec International.
But you know, Deltec was big up with SPF, and they might have to watch that.
No, not that. The Deltec I went to was on the corner of Cumberland.
That's a different one, eh? That's a different one, eh?
No, this Deltec moved out to Life and Key in 1970, 75, 76. We used to be on the corner of Malmo Street and Cumberland. By Sheraton with Harrison Mills.
Well, I just wanted to clarify that, man. But Sparky, we got to get to the...
I was there. But look at what I'm saying, what happened, how dangerous that thing is. When I went back to work, Mr. Robert Trujillo, our boss, he came to my desk. He said, Mr. Fountain, he asked you one question. Are you going to play football or are you going to work the Delta? I say, Chief, end of football, I work in the Delta.
That's that one going over.
That one, hey, and the football over. You noticed before I go, I noticed Pittsburgh looked like they sneak in one yesterday.
Yeah, they sneak in one too much, too little, too late. But I think they on to something for next year with that young quarterback picking and the wide receiver Pickens. I think they on to something there.
Well, you better tell them, Mahamians, who like go out there and play with the American thing called football, your life could be finished in a minute. Have a good day.
Yes, Sparky. Appreciate you. All right, let's get to the first break on that one, Mr. Producer. On the flip side of the break, we'll be continuing who's in and who's out, all brought to you, of course, by Tropical Gyros. Earl can continue the conversation with me on the latest on DeMar Hamlin from the Buffalo Bills. And, of course, some of that fallout from Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp situation. Boy, you know, Pearly, I know you like to watch that morning sports, though, but I don't know, boy, Shannon and Skip may be breaking up, bro.
That don't bother me. You know, my mind of business, Stephen A. Smith.
I know, but
Stephen
see,
A. Smith,
all of them need to learn from talking heads and the press box, you know. Because we could beat up each other one day, and then the day two, we back at it, no problem.
Yes. But see, they little, that's a color thing too, and you know, that's a color thing. Not that Skip Bayless is racist or anything. I'm not saying that.
Excuse me, but you don't go ahead and say it, but he has been very racial over the years, and if you look at everybody who's had a confrontation with it, has been somebody of a different race.
Exactly. That's the point. I'm getting there in an indirect way, but I'm trying to say, because he's made so many controversial statements over the years, and things like this, Shannon is very, very personable about. So he's going to get pissed if you do that, man. I don't blame him.
I think Shannon was upset from 2 weeks ago when he got so upset when Skip Bayless said, you're just jealous of Tom Brady that he's playing at 45 and you had to retire at 35. And Shannon got heated. Shannon says, I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. You know what I mean? I made the Pro Bowl. I won the Super Bowl. And he threw his glasses on the table. And Skip was real quick. Put your glasses back on. And I given him one more second. I'm sure something racial was coming out after that. You could see it. It was almost right there ready. Skip just pull the governor back just in time. But it was very condescending. Very condescending. Very emasculated. Very plantation, if I must say.
Shannon should have said, I like what Shannon said, but I would have said, wow, at least I played in the NFL. What did you do?
Well, listen. But people get that with Skip all the time. But you know, normally Shannon's more like, Skip. You crazy, Skip. Son. Yeah. This was a shrill Shannon. Skip! Sound like somebody goosey Shannon when he said Skip. That's how high-pitched it was. He was so upset. And I've heard the rumblings from that day to this that there has been dissension in that camp. And quite frankly, if you look at Undisputed, Shannon Sharp makes that show. Period.
He sure does. Because he brings a level of intelligence Skip don't even have.
And he speaks from an athlete standpoint, having been there, done that, got the T-shirt.
True.
So, your boy Stephen A. green pastures in a couple of weeks as far as morning sports goes, because he might not have no competition. Because it looks like something.
I'm concerned. I'm probably going to Greeny's show at 8 to 10 is probably one of the better ones. And then first take with
who, Greeny? You mean Greenberg?
Yeah, that show's pretty good. That show's pretty good. Good.
Listen, man, Greenberg, with the best of him was when he was with Mike Golick.
Yeah, no, I'm not. But he's not the show. But that him and Mike was this show. He's got Michael Irvin comes on this show. He's got
contributors. Yeah.
Show. He got a lot. He has 2 to 3 contributors every show, and they really good contributors. So he's just really a facilitator. That's what he was with Greenberg.
Yeah, with Golick, you mean? Because it was
With
Mike
all
and Mike.
story. But I still like Stephen A. Smith show because I like Stephen A. Smith show. People call him arrogant. Fine, he is. But that's what he is on the show.
But he's getting read up though.
Like it is.
He's allowed them to read him up too. When it come time, he sit there and take it.
And he's talking in a more smooth way. He don't have no anger. He answer them back. And he says, he's admittedly any mistakes he's made. And he's real. He calls a spade a spade. He don't kiss nobody but, particularly the Cowboys.
But listen, let me ask you this. What's your take on the game? Do you think, I think they need to play that game inevitably just for the record standpoint of it. You know what I mean?
Well, I think
because Cincinnati and Buffalo are both playoff teams.
Yeah, but I think after next week, they play the game. I would play the game on Sunday, the regular scheduled game on Sunday. And if it doesn't matter the outcome, I wouldn't play it. If it doesn't matter the outcome of the standings of anything, I won't play it.
Boy, now you know if that go a certain way, do you know how many fantasy football aficionados would be absolutely disgusted if it end up like that?
My boy, the starting quarterback for my son's team is Josh.
Buddy, and you playing him for championship?
And I played him.
Boy, take that victory now, babe.
Wait. I mean, I'm so sorry I have to use somebody's outcome, somebody's downfall from me winning a couple of dollars, but my son said he's trying to take pity. He's mashing me up. This is the ESPN that goes to the last 2 weeks of the season, right? They hate this. We're going to change it next year. But he's beating me 120-57 right now.
120-57?
Yeah, so now we got, so last night's games didn't count. So he only got 2 points from Josh Allen. That's you'd have been burying me. He got like 32 points of
so now you trying for that big comeback next week.
I lose out too because my star is Chase. I ain't getting nothing from Chase.
Well, let me just share this with you. Okay there, Pearly? Just thought I'd share this with you. You could appreciate this. For the 5th time, and I'm proud to say it.
You done tell me that, man. We just talk about that. I need to hear that again. You drinking from the goal. You done brag with how you beat all the
I told you that personally. I just told you to welcome me to the Goblet Club. You're a fellow Golden Goblet drinker. I'm a fellow Golden Goblet drinker.
Sorry about that. These days are starting to mash together a little bit. Sorry about that.
So yeah, but at an 8-7 grimy 8-7 record, making it as the 6th seed and winning the championship, knocking out all 2 of the top seeds, the grimy Gritzy Jokers Wild Comedy Club has won for the 5th time in 12 years the Comedy Club Fantasy Football League, and it's a nice little cash prize. And I will have a headliner gig somewhere in the United States in one of those 5 clubs that I want to pick from. So that was a good one right there. And then in another league, another local league here, Cuban Willie, the number 3 seed, won it all, 142-89.
Okay.
So I got 2 this year.
I'm just looking at what's going on because I got no bench. I really got no bench.
But you need to go stalk them waiver wires right now and see what you could get.
No, you can't pick up nobody else now. I don't think so.
You could go pick up. Only you and that person is allowed if they're doing a 2-week format to pick up. You better go hit your waivers.
You serious?
I picked up Cam Akers yesterday on Sunday last second and threw him in there, and that's what brought me home. I mean, I was going to win anyway, but that Jokers Wild team, man, Cam Akers pushed them over the top. So, yeah, go have a look. Go have a gander. And we got to get...
I see Mr. Zach Jones has been waived. Oh, that's interesting.
Now, you and we need to find Mystery Dolphin because Mystery Dolphin has gone MIA. But just because you are right with me, okay, and the fact that, I could really do it, but seeing how it's going with Skip and Shannon, I ain't going to go there. We going to make a little amendment to the bet. I have a Dak Prescott jersey. You need to come take one picture in that Prescott jersey, Pearly, and I'll put the grill up.
I almost say that for this.
All right? Only because you was right. If it was Mystery Dolphin jersey, that was getting grilled because he going MIA. And see, Pearly, I can be honest with you, we haven't heard from him in 5 weeks. Remember 5 weeks ago, I told him, y'all better watch it. Y'all don't lose the rest of your games the rest of the year, right? But I 5 for 5 in that prediction. And notice we haven't heard from him since then. But you have been here taking it. So I don't feel that your Marino should get grilled. I feel you should put on a Dak Prescott jersey and a cowboy hat and smile right in here and let me have some fun with that picture. How about that?
Okay, hold on. How long you can use that picture for?
I only basing you on social media once, but that one over. That one finished.
Let me sleep on that one tonight. I have to consult with my advisor.
And once you talk to your advisor, I need an answer tomorrow. One way or another. Either grill or picture. One out of the two. Pick your poison and we'll get it over with and done with.
I must have got to take a really big one before I put that picture on.
Jesus Lord. Listen, now let me ask you this next question. What the Lakers do? Like really? What the Lakers do?
LeBron getting off, LeBron is getting off, but he about 40-some points last night again, man.
And they ain't win. Maybe against Charlotte they won, but the other night before they ain't won.
Listen. I know they won last night. They win last night.
They might have won. They played Charlotte. I think they beat Charlotte.
They beat the Hornets last night. And then they beat the game before that, they beat the Hawks. And the game before that, they lost to the Miami Heat.
Oh, they rolling, they doing their thing. Anyway, we got to get to the break.
The Magic,
We got to get to the break, Pearly, because on the flip side of the break, we got to get some picks in tonight, man. We got some NBA games to pick. We got some college basketball back on the horizon. Now we got to start looking at that,
I know.
That's something you definitely keep here.
There's only one undefeated team left. There's been some upsets in the mix.
Big time. So I think college basketball is going to be quite interesting to watch this year. I think we're going to have a lot of opportunities to watch some good baseball.
It really is. Every team must have got like a star or two here, a star or two there. And this transfer portal thing has really, really changed the dynamics of college football and now college basketball.
So we got to keep an eye across the board on it.
This transfer portal thing has worked. It's almost like free agency. Because a lot of kids are moving and companies are giving them endorsements and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I'm excited to see what Sanders can do with Colorado. I think Deion
could do some good stuff over there. And he got a budget to work with now.
He turned his back on the black college. He said, I don't change who I am. He said, I'm going to place. He says, I'm going to make an opportunity for more people of my color. Along with other young men who are good enough to play football. So you're going to see Colorado going to look a lot different, brother.
So we'll keep an eye. I'm going to watch Colorado a lot this year. And I think Colorado is going to get favored in a lot of games, get some points in some games. You can actually win some money off Colorado this year.
Yeah.
So we'll keep an eye on that, how that all pans out. So let's get to the break right now. Flip side of the break, we'll be looking at our pro picks for the night, all brought to you, of course, by the Island Game. And don't forget, we got Rich Eisen taking us home today as well. We'll get you the latest update on DeMar Hamlin as well for the ride home, all right? But this is the Tuesday, January 3rd edition of Talking Heads, the first of 2023. We'll be back at you on and popping, man. I hope you all had a happy new year and all the best for 2023. And we're going to keep doing what we do, bringing you the sports in the 5 o'clock hour. So keep it right where you got it, because it all continues right after this.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way.
Kick off the holiday season with Dunkin's 3 delicious signature lattes made with rich espresso and topped with whipped cream. Sip a Dunkin' Peppermint Mocha Latte with mocha and peppermint, or try a toasted white chocolate latte with creamy white chocolate flavor. The new Dunkin' Brown Sugar Cookie Latte features notes of sweet brown sugar and holiday spices. Hurry in today. The Dunkin' Holiday Lattes are only in town for the holiday season. The holidays run on Dunkin'.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. Whatever the occasion, John's is confident you will find what you're looking for among our always growing collection of amazing and trendy styles. We cover women, men, children, the whole family. Together with John's great prices and helpful and friendly customer service, your experience will be time well spent. Too busy to come in store? Shop with us online. www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances. So come on in today at John's, where we put fashion at your feet.
Here we go.
J.S. Johnson Insurance agents are the best. Reliable service, we've been on the scene, protecting since 1919. J.S. Johnson Insurance has the test. You're always covered me. J.S. Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Young cast, last, now everybody go to breakfast. Choco.
Talking Heads, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. The Tuesday, January 3rd edition continues right now. Time to get up into my pigskin picks, all brought to you, of course, by The Island Game. And, of course, be sure to check out theislandgame.com, check out the sports book, check out all the ways to bet, all the ways to play, all right? And all the teams and all the action that's going on for you, all right? Probably the best sports book in all the land, theislandgame.com. Log on, check it out. Here's who I like tonight. Only 3 games in the NBA tonight there, Pearly. Listen, Donovan Mitchell scored 71 the other night. And like I tell people, I seen 81. It ain't 81, but I'll take the 71. Good job. Like when LeBron scored 47 on his...
He scored like 50 points. He scored like 50 points in the second half.
But my thing is, when people was calling me like, hey, LeBron had 47 at 38 or 37, I was like, Kobe had 60 or 37 on the way out on one leg with a bum Achilles. What's your point?
Be nice, nobody.
And then you know how all the Bronxexuals had to carry on. Oh, the Jazz gave him that game. And see, that just shows the ignorance of Bronxexuals, because if anybody did the research, they know the Jazz was in playoff contention and needed to win that game. So they wasn't serving up nobody. Kobe took his 60.
I don't know why you allow these Bronxexuals to get you. They don't even face me.
I just like to slap them up and remind them of their idiocy. But anyway, here's tonight. We got the Wizards and the Bucks tonight. Milwaukee's been backsliding lately, bucking their toe here and there, but I like them to get a win tonight at home, despite the Wizards of winners of 5 straight or 6 straight. I think the Bucks get right tonight at home.
I don't see the Wizards doing anything with them tonight.
No, I think Giannis is due for a Giannis kind of eruption, and I think it comes tonight. I think they get it big at home tonight.
I agree. Plus Beal and Gibson out for the Wizards. Middleton out. Middleton is out but he's been out for a while. So
this could be a trap game if you look at it tonight. The Celtics and the Thunder in Oklahoma City.
You know what? You keep calling trap games. They get beat tonight. Yeah? The Celtics can win tonight too.
Yeah,
but
let's be real, Pearly. The Celtics been a little wishy-washy up and down. Buck they too as well. Let's be real.
Yeah, but with better teams than this.
Now, here's a dark horse team in the Western Conference that I think you need to keep an eye on, because I think they're young and they come in, and that's the Sacramento Kings. They playing some competitive basketball. Yeah, and I think they get the Jazz tonight in Utah. I think they beat the Jazz in Utah tonight.
I believe so too, but I believe not because they're that good. I think the Utah can just come up that high. He can be high. He can have a hangover.
Yeah, might be a little let down for sure. I don't know, though. That Kings team, I got to watch. Now, if you look to Wednesday's action, boy, you got a lot of games. You got the Heat and the Lakers, Grizzlies and the Hornets, Suns and the Cavs, Thunder and the Magic, Pacers and the 76ers, Spurs and the Knicks, Bucks and the Raptors, Nets and the Bulls, Blazers and the Timberwolves, Rockets and the Pelicans. Boy, tomorrow's a day in the NBA. Pistons and the Warriors and the Hawks and the Kings. Full slab tomorrow, Pearly.
Everybody playing tomorrow.
All kind of games tomorrow. So we know who we like tonight. We like the Bucks, we like the Celtics, and we like the Kings tonight. And you can bet them at theislandgame.com and always play responsibly. Now, we're going to get to the next break. On the flip side of the next break, we got the Take Home with Rich Eisen, the full breakdown of DeMar Hamlin. And, of course, we will be getting some updates as well from Tom Pelissero of the NFL Network and the NFL Insiders. And he's a contributor as well to the Rich Eisen Show. So we will have the latest on DeMar Hamlin as we get you home today. And we know exactly the ramifications as far as that game goes that hangs in the balance on the back end. So we'll take a quick break. On the flip side of the break, Rich Eisen will be taking us home. Pearly, I appreciate you. Enjoy chefing it up tonight, and we'll do it again tomorrow, man.
Christmas is coming, and your fingers are tingling for the KFC flavors that bring us together this holiday season. Enjoy a festive feast mega meal packed of 8 pieces of juicy fried chicken, family fries, 4 buttery biscuits, and a half-gallon of Pepsi in a reusable bag. Available for a limited time, these reusable drink bags are perfect for your next get-together. Have a finger-licking good Christmas with KFC.
J.S. Johnson Insurance agents are the best. Reliable service, we've been on the scene, protecting since 1919. J.S. Johnson Insurance has the test. Always covered me. J.S. Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
Refined style with elegant taste, then fine threads is your place. If you want those slacks hemmed or just taking the waist, then fine threads is your place. If you wanna look suave and debonair everywhere you go, like you're supposed to be in a video, wanna step out and look great, then fine threads is your place. Refined style with fine threads is your place. Is your place. Is your place.
Young cast, last, now everybody go to breakfast.
What can you tell me? What do you know at all about DeMar Hamlin as you and I are talking about 20 minutes after 12 Cincinnati time on Tuesday?
Well, I think probably most of your audience was sleeping, and I otherwise would have been. There were a statement from the Bills as well as an NFL conference call around 1 or 2 a.m. Eastern time. First, the Bills put out the statement saying DeMar Hamlin suffered a cardiac arrest following that tackle last night. Heartbeat was restored on the field and then got transferred to the University of Cincinnati Medical Center for further testing and treatment. And then the NFL also held a conference call talking through all of the things that played out, because I think that a lot of times, Rich, in the absence of information, people fill in the gaps on their own. And certainly I, as a viewer, and I imagine many other people, were watching and just trying to, whether it was lip read or read body language or figure out what exactly was taking place during those ongoing discussions on the field. So first off, when DeMar Hamlin gets taken off the field in an ambulance, which we've all seen that before, and you wait for, hours later or a day later, and the word that, it was precautionary, moving all the extremities, going to be okay, we'll be going home soon. This was something different. And I got so many calls and texts from people who were either there in Cincinnati last night or agents who had talked to their players, and there were many different versions that I heard of what exactly players saw. And I'm certainly not going to indulge in giving a bunch of different secondhand information. But what I would tell you is the theme was players saw something last night with Damar Hamlin that they had never seen before on a football field. They saw one of their teammates literally die on the field and be brought back by medical personnel who restarted his heart. There is a emergency action plan in every stadium around the NFL that is actually rehearsed on an annual basis. Even though, there are very few occasions that rise to this level precisely, a cardiac arrest on the field. There's an ambulance at every stadium. There's an airway management physician at every stadium if a player stops breathing, which again, not something that you ever see, but in this case, a player goes into cardiac arrest and they needed to get him on oxygen. And then there's a level 1 trauma center in every city, which is where Damar Hamlin was rushed to at the University of Cincinnati Medical Center to get him the best possible care. So all that takes place. And you can certainly see the looks on the faces of the players, of the coaches, of everyone involved. There was that conversation between the referee, Sean Smith, and both of the head coaches on the field. And what we were told on the conference call with the league last night was the NFL, the command center, was actually listening in through Sean Smith's microphone to the conversation. And at that point, the conversation was not, despite what was said on the broadcast, which is the normal protocol after an injury delay, that there's a warm-up period and then you resume the game. The conversation, according to the NFL, and specifically the Executive Vice President of Football Operations, Troy Vincent, was about, you guys can head back to the locker room, take as much time as you need, make sure your players, make sure everyone is okay, and we're going to discuss what exactly to do here. Because remember, Rich, the NFL didn't stop during a global pandemic. They had free agency 3 days later. They didn't lose a single game during COVID. So even the possibility of a game being suspended for the night or not being finished, it doesn't happen ever within the league. So within about 30 minutes there, you saw both head coaches come back out of the locker rooms, get on the phone with Roger Goodell, and that decision was made collaboratively to suspend the game for the night. The NFL is not commenting on when the game could be resumed. There were no updates on anything else so far this morning from the league. The focus remains on the health of Damar Hamlin. And, in the coming hours and days, that's going to dictate the NFL's course of action here at a time that they were supposed to be gearing up for a big Week 18 headed into the playoffs.
Tom Pelissero of NFL Network, NFL Media Group here on the Rich Eisen Show. You just laid a lot out there. Let's take it one at a time. So, the general sense, just watching it and seeing the faces of these players and how they were, staring at what was happening, and then many of them turning away from what was happening and reacting in such an emotional way, crying, like sobbing is the only words for it. And based on what you were gathering from other agents talking about what their players or clients were reporting back, that Damar Hamlin was dead on the field and his life was saved, at least for the time being, when we're hoping for good. Saved his life. That happened last night on a football field on Monday Night Football. Tom.
It did. And as much as you see the emergency medical care in so many other situations, whether, on that same field 3 months ago, Tua Tagovailoa left in an ambulance with probably the most devastating concussion that many of us have ever seen. But you still, by that night, he's flying back with the team and he's okay. We become all too accustomed to this idea that players are invincible to a certain degree. Even injuries that 20, 30 years ago, torn ACLs and patellar tendon injuries and things like that were career-ending, you're just now thinking, well, medicine and rehab have advanced to such a point that, this guy will be back. Boy, that sucks for the team that they just lost that player, but 8 months from now, he'll be back out there and he'll be good as new. And then you have something like last night. It's not an orthopedic injury. It's not even a concussion, which, of course, is a very serious injury as well. It's, in essence, a heart attack on the field. And whatever it was that happened on that impact, that was another thing that I had a longtime executive for a team call me like midnight last night, 1 a.m., who was just saying that just wasn't a big hit. It wasn't a violent type of collision. You know, Derwin James hits Ashton Doolin the previous week. You looked at that play and you went, oh my goodness, like that was a bad, violent collision. This was, I mean, it's NFL football. It's unlike anything you or me are ever going to experience, Rich, but it was a hit like 20, 30, 40 other hits in every game. It was, he absorbed the contact, he went down, he popped back up, briefly tried to either grab his mouthpiece or adjust his face mask, and then collapsed. So, you know, very quickly, again, I think even players, you know, when you play in the NFL, you accept the reality that you're putting, you know, your body on the line, and players, you know, often say putting your life on the line. There's been, you know, one example in NFL history of a player dying on the field, and it was in early 1970s, and it was a player who suffered from a undiagnosed heart condition and collapsed on the field and was taken away. They finished that game in Chicago, and then he was pronounced dead that evening. But that was 50 years ago. No one has ever seen anything like this on the field, and so absolutely. And again, without getting into the details, there were certain signs present that this was something much worse. And when players looked at Damar Hamlin on the field, they could tell, even before CPR was initiated, that this was not the guy had a concussion or something else is taking place. This was something really bad. And so, I mean, I can only imagine you're watching one of your friends, and by all accounts, a great guy, and Damar Hamlin being resuscitated and having his heart restarted. I mean, that's why they have the, whatever you call them, I can't remember the acronym, but those shocking tools. That's why you have those on hand. That's why you have trained people and the airway pathway physician and all those things is for this moment. And, you know, that you train on those things, but you don't train players for that. You don't have a period in training camp that's, okay, your teammate has a heart attack, here's what we're going to do. And I think that's the other takeaway for me from last night, that we can all sit in the comfort of our homes and say, why wasn't the game canceled immediately? You know, what took so long? It was all within an hour. And this isn't me defending the NFL. It's just saying the reality is, as much as you train for these worst case scenarios, you hope you never see them. And everyone involved last night saw something that they had never seen before and that hopefully we'll never see again.